So we want to find a technique, we want to find a strategy, we want to find a process, we want to find a methodology to create that situation. So we have machines and plant and equipment out there that are doing its thing. Whatever we do to that item of plant, we want to make sure it drives reliability, drives high uptime, drives the chance of failure lower and lower and lower. So we might have machinery and assets, and we do things to it. We work on it, we operate it, we maintain it, we engineer it. Now, if I don't get the right balance, I'm actually doing a lot of work that's delivering poor results. We want to be here. What we're actually doing is down there. We're a long way short of where it needs to be. So we go looking for answers. And we're looking for answers that drive this curve lower and lower and lower. So we know already to get this curve to go lower, I've got to stop the parts from failing. So I've got to find techniques here that focus on my parts' failures, the cause of their failures, and then a way to remove that cause. So now what I'm going to do is come to this situation here where I'm doing only what's required that gives me the maximum reliability for the cost I'm willing to pay. And that's the technique that plant wellness is all about. The process to go down this arrow to find the right things to do that in the end is the least required to get the minimal downtime and maximise reliability. And if I can find that process and lock that into the way my company does business, then I will drive reliability and uptime and profit and success. So yeah, a solution. And I don't want to have multiple ways of doing things. I want to have a process that is universal, that when I apply the process, the outcomes are always the right outcomes. So I want to have a technique that I can transfer across every business, regardless of what the business is, and it will produce the right results for that business. So the right maintenance strategy, right operating practices, the right selection of equipment and engineering and materials choices. I want to get all that out of my process. So I'm going to put in things like my costs, my business successes and losses, what risks are involved, and techniques to remove stress, because stress is the killer. And if I can find a way to do that and manage it, then I will actually manage reliability. I'll actually grow it better and better every year. So plant wellness pulls all this together into a style, into one way of doing it. There are many ways, of course, to come up with maintenance strategies. There are many ways to run your plant. There are many consultants out there that do engineering their own particular way. My worry is if I let people do things their own way, follow my manager's previous experience, or follow what that company does, or do it the Japanese way with lean, or do it to the European way, then what I'm going to cause across my business world is huge variation. Though we're all doing what we think is right, picking the right strategies and our own techniques, running the plant in a particular way that we think is right, if I'm doing this across the American industry or the worldwide industry, I'm going to get a huge distribution because I'm using many ways to try and find an optimal solution. I'm saying no, don't do that. Find one way. Apply only one technique, which in this case is plant wellness, and that technique will deliver outcomes that are very, very tight around the good results that produce reliability. So though consultants across the world will tell you how to do it, I just think, hey, how do you know you're right? How do you know you're right? What is your thinking that got you to where you are today? Show me the results of your previous work. How successful were your ideas to produce reliability? Because I'm sure many guys will be like that. Many guys will have lousy ideas, some will have absolutely brilliant ideas. But I can't have a huge range of ways of achieving the right outcome. I've got to have one process. Run that process, and that process delivers the right outcomes every single time. So that's why plant wellness is one process, one concept. So I can now control how we do it. I can train guys up to do it the right way, the same way across the world. And they apply the same process and get a very narrow distribution of outcomes, all of which are where they should be.